This storyline is not really about Chancellor at all. It is about Billy Abbott's inability to escape his own patterns and the people around him finally recognizing how dangerous those patterns are. Billy has listened to Sally Spector's concerns, but listening and accepting are two very different things. When Sally questions whether Billy is ignoring her advice, she is really asking whether she matters more to him than his need to prove himself. Billy's answer is uncertain because, deep down, he still believes taking Chancellor could finally validate him in ways love and support never have. Kane Ashby's offer feels like destiny to Billy because it feeds a long-standing resentment that has never healed. Billy believes Jill Abbott took something that was rightfully his when she sold Chancellor to Victor Newman. That moment cemented Billy's sense of being overlooked and underestimated by his own family. Kane agreeing with Billy's perspective doesn't just flatter him, it confirms Billy's belief that he was wronged and deserves redemption. This emotional validation makes Kane's offer far more seductive than it should be, blinding Billy to the obvious risks. Sally sees what Billy refuses to face. She understands that Chancellor is poisoned by the way Kane obtained it. Using artificial intelligence to manipulate and steal control from Victor is not a clean victory, and any transfer of power would only serve Kane's revenge. Even if Kane insists there are no strings attached, Sally recognizes that Billy accepting Chancellor would complete Kane's vendetta. Billy wouldn't be gaining independence. He'd be stepping into the final role of Kane's revenge narrative, whether he intends to or not. Kane himself is unraveling, and that instability makes him unpredictable. Since the catastrophe at his chateau that resulted in 3 deaths, Kane has been operating without a clear moral or strategic compass. Phyllis Summers hacking his AI system stripped him of the illusion of control, leaving him reactive and desperate. His attempt to embody Aristotle Dumas is less a master plan and more an emotional shield, a way to feel powerful when his real life has collapsed. Encouraged by Phyllis, Kane pushes forward not because he knows where he's going, but because stopping would force him to confront his failures. The loss of Lily Winters and the rejection from his children have stripped Kane of the anchors that once grounded him. With nothing left to protect, Kane becomes dangerous in a different way. He doesn't care who gets hurt as long as Victor Newman pays. Giving Chancellor to Billy fits perfectly into that mindset. It allows Kane to strike Victor while pretending he's doing something noble. That duality makes Kane's actions especially toxic because they are driven by pain masquerading as generosity. Sally's fear is intensified by her own past, especially her history with Adam Newman. The New Year's Eve encounter at Society wasn't just nostalgic, it was a warning sign. The flashbacks reminded viewers that Sally once believed she could navigate a relationship with a man drawn to chaos and power, only to learn that forgiveness doesn't erase fundamental differences. Sally forgave Adam after unimaginable loss, including a miscarriage, but that forgiveness didn't build a future. Now she sees similar warning signs in Billy. His willingness to gamble everything for a sense of victory echoes the same instability she's experienced before. Jack Abbott's role in this storyline is deeply emotional. Jack has spent years cleaning up Billy's messes, offering patience, money, and second chances. He understands Billy's brilliance, but he also understands his addiction to risk. Billy's gambling problem isn't just about casinos, it's about believing that one bold move will finally fix everything. Jack knows that this mindset has already cost Billy relationships, careers, and trust. That's why Jack is terrified by Kane's offer. It feeds Billy's addiction rather than healing it. From a business standpoint, Jack sees the bigger picture. Jabot is currently safe because Kane's focus is on Victor, but power shifts quickly in Genoa City. If Billy accepts Chancellor, Victor will see it as an act of war, not just from Billy but from the Abbotts as a whole. Victor never separates personal betrayal from corporate retaliation. Jack knows that once Victor turns his attention back to the Abbotts, the consequences will be brutal and long-lasting. What makes this moment especially tragic is that Billy believes he's finally being careful. He thinks he can take Chancellor without falling into old habits, without damaging his relationships, and without provoking Victor too far. But everyone around him, Sally, Jack, and even Victor, knows that Billy's confidence is built on denial. The risk isn't just losing a company, it's losing Sally's trust, Jack's faith, and any chance at long-term stability. In the end, this story is setting up a painful choice. If Billy walks away from Chancellor, he may finally break free from his need for external validation and prove he values the people who believe in him. If he accepts Kane's offer, he risks repeating the same destructive cycle that has defined much of his adult life. Either way, the decision will expose who Billy truly is and determine whether this time he grows or falls harder than ever before.